So, a different draft here. First overall pick came for the fight. Ursa second pick. On the side of Vici, they grabbed the Kunkka. They get the Void. It feels similar-ish to what Newbie was doing. It's a bit of a different order of operations. But thoughts on Ursa this early, gods? Hero strengths, like what is the reasoning behind an Ursa grab in the first phase?
Arteezy likes playing the hero. I think that's a big part of it. He's played it in the past. It's a comfort pick for him in a lot of ways. It's pretty good against the Void in lane, but we can build up the Fury swipes even after he time walks away, so you're decent in zone with a Kardel, amazing zone. This lane is like Kardel mana leak keeps him in place, and then Ursa tears away. If you run away, you get mana, you lose your mana, you get stunned, Ursa kills you. So Kardel and Ursa have great synergy together. And I think for EG, they're probably just comfort picks, something they played in scrims and have had success with. Beyond speculation, like that's really all I can say about these two.
The other thing I guess Ursa really does bring is they run him as a safe laner. He zones Void very well. You ever catch him out, you can at least, you have the better base move speed, you can force out the time walk. Especially those first couple levels of time walk, it is a long cooldown, so BEG just looking to dominate that potential off-lane Void. Though we have occasionally seen the safe lane Void, so no guarantees that will indeed be Yang's hero in the off lane, but time will tell. As the Drow Ranger will get banned here in the second phase, EG probably have the most reliable initiation coming from Keeper, though they do have some deep push. Now the fourth ban for VGR. Oh, I wanted to say VGR, sorry, VG, excuse me.
They're now, I guess, the official VG team. But...
Yeah, so someone in chat's like, what are you talking about? VG wasn't at TI. Caster. But yes, for those who didn't know, the old VGR is now the new main Vici gaming roster, which I think is only fair given their performance.
Yeah, one got to TI, one didn't, so well, we're all burning now. And I think the the old VG team has kind of fallen apart, it's like no longer a team. So we're going to see how this new promoted VG team can do. As you said, Ghost, one of the big players to look out for, one of the kind of big young stars to emerge out of the roster shuffle, someone who's, I don't know about being sought after, but someone who's already been fairly impressed on the new Vici team, so looking forward to see him play.
Yeah, and as for Vici, they ban out the Storm now, so certainly a Sumail special, also something that goes really well with the Keeper of the Light, and you know, Kunkka Void is not really the most reliable catch for a Storm. Like, even if you hit that torrent, you pretty much have to commit the chrono to kill him, and it's not a guaranteed grab if he's really quick on his reactions, so...
Yep.
I like that ban. It's kind of like a comfort ban in a lot of ways for VG, and how the Rays are getting removed by EG, someone who is very annoying for Mr. Ursa.
Yeah, annoying for Ursa. Maybe a counter to something that EG wants to pick for the mid lane for Sumail as well. So that's what Vici looked to do. And as far as tests go, Sumail probably one of the biggest tests as far as mid players diverse for Ghost. So he's going to have to be bringing his A game. But now Vici Gaming go with a lot of what we see. This is sort of identical to what we saw coming out from Newbie in the last game. Oracle to go with the Void Kunkka, very much picking to what is currently the quote-unquote meta game, at least in the Chinese Dota scene.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is these teams have like it's very small metagame, and it is a little bit different from TI. A lot of the same faces, some twists here and there, but they've actually been playing online. Most of the top Chinese teams, not the case for most of the Western teams, God. So they look similar in their drafts. Maybe felt like Newbie was a bit more polished in the last series, and on the other side, like you've got EG picking opening with a Coddle. Yeah, Secret went for it, but it wasn't this early. Getting the Ursa first phase, definitely different looks, and will be interesting to see. We're likely going to have a new patch in anyway, I imagine, but as long as this patch will the Western teams kind of convert towards a similar style of play.
For now, it looks like VG are just doing their own thing. They pick an Axe and Ursa or Coddle. They want to play like run at you fighting style Dota. They're going to be playing super aggressive with Axe Ursa. These are not heroes that want to go late game or that scale necessarily, so they want to control the early to mid game.
And they definitely have good heroes to deal with the illusions in that early to mid game. With the Axe, the Keeper. Some later game, of course, they will struggle a lot. But Vici Gaming, so far I would say definitely the team fight supremacy. Question is, though, how are EG looking to lane this? We have seen Ursa go mid at times. I mean, you mentioned more likely they're a TZ hero, and he is expected to play that bottom lane primarily. They say that EG grabbed the Naga, and I gotta ask you, gods, any chance of a support Naga this game?
Definitely a chance. Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a red herring that you see the Naga and you think, ooh, Arteezy Naga or something. They're playing a super late game hero out of this, but you can easily use this to set up the team fight, just reset. It's very strong with the Riptide. My salmon to go with the Ursa, so it can fill both niches here. It just kind of depends what EG are looking for with their overall game plan and how they want to win the game. They want to play more late game, split push, avoid the team fight, and avoid Kunkka to be very scary 5-man team fight, and that's where Naga split pushing can be strong. But at the same time, if you do well in the early to mid game with a Naga, who's a very solid laning hero, you can also take that approach to dealing with Vici gaming.
Final round of bans now. Vici Gaming. They've got their support duo. And with the Terrorblade pick, it does look like an off-lane Void, so they'll be looking for their mid laner gods, and not exactly knowing who's going to be mid. Is it a Naga mid? Is it an Ursa mid? Do we see an Axe off-lane most likely? But you're not entirely sure who you're going to be laning against. Good news for Vici, though, is they have the last overall pick, so they can just sit back, wait, and try to counterpick as they go into this 5th.
Yeah, that does make it a bit easy. And that's where the Naga 4th pick, it's as much as you want to say, oh, they've picked this hero that can be core or support. I mean, EG are going to know, I mean, Vici Gaming are going to know by the time they see that last pick come out which one it is, so shouldn't be too much of a surprise for them. And mid lane is, I mean, pretty open. They probably want some damage to go on the Chrono, Puck, Invoker type heroes. Maybe not Invoker because he's a bit vulnerable to the Axe Ursa getting jumped on, but could be a decent game for someone like a Puck.
Yeah, I do feel like EG would benefit from another initiator, and I kind of prefer the Naga here as a support to counter the Chronosphere. Something we have seen, we saw quite a bit of support Naga out of the team in the past. There was mainly AUI playing back at TI5, but I'm sure it's well within Zai's wheelhouse to do so, and then you can throw crit on that hard support Keeper of the Light. EG ban the Sniper. What do you think about that?
I mean, Vici, they played Sniper once. It was them who played it at TI. So if I has picked this hero for his team before, I guess you're like, well, remember this time they played it and won some Dota with Mikasa on Sniper. Let's ban that out. I think it was Mikasa, him or Nono, one of the two. But...
God, yeah, I think it was. I think Mikasa. Anchor is the pick for EG, so it is in fact the support Naga. Kind of expected it versus the Void, given EG's history of running that hero as a support. The catch is not great for Tinker. You have X, yes, good long-range initiation, and the Chrono, but you don't have really any vision at all here. Bat Rider, that's been banned out. They've waited a long time to unleash the Tinker, and he's great against Terrorblade as well with the Ags. What do Vici look to do here?
It's not as big as hard. I mean, the Puck is like an alright option. It has better catch. It's alright in lane, but it's not like a game-winning type hero. It may just be it's a kind of stable pick you can throw in. Something a bit more out there is maybe like a Zeus or something to give vision and to give you a huge amount of damage for the Chronosphere. You can use the ulti to scout the Tinker out as well, but I think options for Vici are somewhat, very limited here going into this final pick, and they don't have long to think about it.
And I don't think they want to necessarily take it late. Tinker just destroys that TB army later on.
Oh, TB is really bad matchup versus Tinker. So Timbersaw, they want to have a strong mid-game fighting hero, and Ghost will be taking that to the mid lane.
Good to have against Ursa and Axe, someone that needs to be dealt with early in fights, that does potentially free up the TB, and can go very well with the Oracle, but it does not solve their vision problems really at all. So I like EG's draft. How about you? Do you favor either team?
Yeah, I'm liking EG a bit more. It's hard to say because like Vici's got this mostly standard stable draft we've seen and it's been executed well. I'm sure they practice it time and time again. For EG, it's a bit of this mystery factor. How well can they do with this aggressive style Ursa Axe with the Sumail Tinker alone? If you told me Sumail was going to play Tinker against a Terrorblade, I'd be putting money on EG like every single time just based on that matchup. So definitely prefer EG just based on that alone.
All right, well, let's see how things shake out here. We will have Yang back with his old teammates, and he will be playing the offlane Void. It will be Ghost, their new mid player. And that was really one of the big vacuums with the team. Yeah, they didn't have Yang and that hurt them, but they also didn't have consistent mid play down the stretch. Mikasa did the best he could, but as a coach suddenly being forced to stand in a TI, it was...
Oh, look at FY stalking Zai here. He saw him TP in, he's trying to find the ward, and he will do so.
Does he try to set up for a kill? It's going to be tough, but 2 of 3 heroes smoked. And FY will get revealed. So he's hoping that Zai would stick around a bit too long. The team could follow up, but in the end,
He's gonna
they
get
saw
the
that
D-ward.
ward get dropped,
Oh, yeah.
and they will get rid of it.
Yeah, it was. Normally with that TP mid, where like Zai did, you got to pop the smoke with it. I don't know if they just didn't do it in time, or they just somehow got greedy and decided not to smoke. But getting that ward vision early on is a big advantage to have. And even the Radiant Sentry being wasted. EG thought that the smoked up Kunkka got deep in to put a ward, so they waste their Sentry and get dewarded.
So as far as our lanes go, gods, we are going to have Universe heading towards the off lane. Crit looking to help secure this rune for now, but it looks like he might consider dual laning with the axe, kind of sticking around towards that top side of the map. Down bottom, you've got a Naga Ursa. The rune action. Break out in earnest here. They're going to rev up that Oracle Snare. They followed up with a Torrent. Bounty Runes, though, both grabbed by EG. So they get a lot of extra gold here to kick things off.
Yeah, nice little start there. Easy's not going to need much help against this Void. If anything, they may just kind of leave him in a 1v1. The fact that Void's even got an Iron Talon means he was expecting Coddle to be down this bottom lane. And does give you a small edge in these 1v1 matchups when you get the wrong item, or when you're safe laner and the offlaner has gotten items expecting a tri-lane. Sometimes that alone can mean you have a pretty sizable advantage.
Instead, we do see Zai focus on the mid lane, trying to slow down Ghost early on. Leave the Void defend for himself against the Ursa. EG trying to secure the other two lanes, but they have already found Crit here. Holds the TP scroll for now. He knows there's a way to cancel in the form of that turn, and First Blood will go to DDC, who snatches it away from Ends there at the last moment. Will also prompt the rotation of Zai, so it frees up the mid lane a bit. 3-3, even CS score there, and does leave Arteezy in the 1v1 against Void. Generally, Ursa does quite well against melee heroes. Do you expect him to have any trouble against the Void, given the Iron Talon build? Or?
He should be fine. I mean, Yang is actually a pretty good mechanical player, so he's not going to be intimidated by versing Arteezy in a 1v1, but yeah, Arteezy, one of the 9k MMR gods, he'll do just fine in a 1v1. But I think the important thing for EG is they recognize this top lane is going to be weak now. Metamorphosis has been used, so they already rotate up like the Naga Siren, like preemptively even for this a bit, so they really want to try and fight up top now. Metamorph is down.
That's a really good point, and EG looking to apply the pressure here as they move on to FY. Quick Riptide. But there's no follow-up for that. No net just yet, but once they get that net, assuming he skills it, they will have a very good follow-up with the Berserker's Call, the Illuminate. That's a lot of... Potentially could lead to a kill if someone gets caught.
Ghost in mid is still just fine against the team. They're actually leading on CS, so even with nice presence there, that didn't help out Sumail all too much.
And unfortunately, you keep on just right-clicking Ghost, and now he's up to 10 reactive power stacks, and basically just unaffected by the harassment with the poor-man shield as well. Has not yet decided on his second skill, so I mean, maybe Sumail waits for a rotation, tries to skill the rocket and get a kill, but we'll have to see, leaving his options open for now.
Yeah, it's always good to say. March is pretty useless at level 1, level 2, so if a kill opportunity presents itself, you quickly get some points in the heat-seeking missiles. Otherwise, you just dump 3 points in March and farm the jungle.
But EG, their overall game plan is clear. They want to bully End a bit in the lane. Still, he's at 11 CS, though. Really being denied, and the one lane EG convincingly winning thus far is Arteezy's bottom lane, 14-5 to the 4-0 of the enemy Void. I mean, pretty much what we would expect. The Void doesn't get help, and given the Iron Talon build.
It's so bad because of his starting item, and because Arteezy gets very early boots. Yang only now gets his boots. Without the boots, Ursa can just chase you down and kill you. He's got 2-point Earthshock, so he's going for the killing build, and Yang has to be very careful. Anytime he gets Earthshock, you can't even time walk away because he'll chase you. You'll still be slipped, so he'll chase you and get another one off.
Torrent, good connection on Universe. Use the Berserker's Call. He needs that plus armor to get out of this one. I don't know if he makes it. One more auto attack the south. Committed. He will survive barely that, but Terrorblade can turn on Zai if he's not careful. There's a Torrent available. The Riptide coming through. Illuminate. It's a 2-hero snatch as Crit tries to finish him up, but that's why sneaks away. They managed to cage End, and that's still they really wanted anyway. So Terrorblade down. DDC forced back to the well. Almost looks like Vici Gaming was going to get 2-3 kills there, but Universe gets off the call.
Arteezy.
South survives.
He's chasing. Oh, lucky Hasteru. That he saves his life there.
He had no time walk, There isn't a point in overpower yet, so maybe could have TP'd out in time.
The Earthshock has such a short cool. It's a 5-second cooldown, and you can just spam. He could have just used 2 more Earthshocks. Well, I guess he only had 1 more, but 1 more would have been enough.
Very good. Yeah, and he really runs in tower range here. He's gonna have to time walk out.
He's gonna still get chased by those tower hits, but
it's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Just get back to well, it looked like.
Yeah, I don't know if he scouted the Invis rune or just got lucky. Oh, sorry, the haste rune, or if he knew it was gonna be a haste rune.
I just spawned like right as he got there. So yeah, I don't think he knew.
That saves his. I mean, his lane's lost even with the haste rune, but that is at least handy.
They are looking to go here in the mid lane, revving up the 4th defense. Muerta followed up Sumail, an important hero to slow down at this stage, and with the chain through from Ghost, they will secure the kill. So Vici Gaming sacrificing this top lane to fighting mid, but it will come at cost as End is chasing the trees. Doesn't have a teleport control. He's going to use his illusion to body block, but they quickly clear through it. Battle Hunger takedown. Universe just 1 or 2 swings of that axe will finish him off. And End gets punished again, crit tanking the tower. Not up to secure the kill. Well, you go to help the mid lane and you pay elsewhere. So far, so good for EG. Now 1,000 experience advantage on the back of this.
Yeah, and this is EG just show like perhaps Ursa is like the Void counter. You give Ursa its 1v1 matchup, and then suddenly you can tri-lane the top lane, contest your opposing safe lane carry while playing your safe lane. This is a great laning set from EG.
Arteezy really wants to force out time walk, and Yang doing a good job at patiently waiting, trying to waste as much of Arteezy's time as possible before he time walks up directly on the opposite side of the cliff. But still, Arteezy winning the lane convincingly. Already has the phase boots and the superior base move speed. Like you have to time walk away when
he gonna get this kill? He just time walked away, but there's another Earthshock. I think it's a kill.
Still doesn't have the point, and overpower doesn't need it. Arteezy, Angry Bear, mauls down the Hammerhead man. Yep. Cures it. So make it 4-2 for EG.
EG, they're just showing the ability to adjust and kind of not just play the meta. Like you have Keeper of the Light not going for the Mana Leak build, going for 2 points in Illuminate to contest the top lane. It's completely crushing this Terrorblade. He has low base HP. He's got to shoot through a lot of HP regen. Then similarly, you've got this Ursa 1v1 matchup. EG just playing their own style of Dota and making it work.
So, looking overall, the game's developed for Vici, performing pretty well on their cores. Obviously, it feels like EG do have a bit of an edge here, given that bottom lane. Is there an adjustment for Vici here, or do you just see them toughing out the lanes and looking towards the mid game? What's the play?
Tough out the lane, send the TP into the jungle. They've already got End in the jungle. He's just going to go to the jungle, have a support leech XP up top to try to get their level 6s. Even if the support dies at this top tier 1 tower, it's not the end of the world. Getting level 6 on Oracle and Kunkka, we saw last game like how important that is. You go through this slow phase where you're like the Sven was farming last game while the support's got level 6, and then you can group up and fight with level 6s. Void as well needs his level 6. So Yang, once he's level 6 and Kunkka's level 6, you can find kills.
At least they can try for it, but meanwhile, EG looking for kills right here and right now as they move on. Zai chasing forward, and maybe DDC going to be able to turn this one around, trying to nuke him down. One more auto attack, it's not quite enough. He's going to need to get off an additional nuke, and he does barely by Purifying Flames connection, secures the kill. So it's only a Naga and Ghost TP to try and secure that. So 4 hero commitment for a support. Sumail left alone mid. DZ continues to win bottom, but it's something for Vici.
Yeah, it's something, but Arteezy's going to have Blink Dagger very early this game. Life is just going to get more difficult for them. If anything, this is where you're saying, let's try and get someone who can get like a combo with the Void to take out Arteezy here now that you've got Chronosphere up, but there's just no easy combo there. The Chakram is kind of nice, but Ursa can just rage. He probably won't die in the Chronosphere, which means he'll just enrage afterwards, and like a Kunkka Ghost Ship, getting a kill on Arteezy is perhaps unlikely.
So we do see Zai trying to balance his time here between top and mid. Rotates back to mid lane, looks to do some stacking with the mirror image for Sumail. Only got the single stack, but it seems like they want to ensure their Tinker can catch up here. Sumail has opted for 4 points of March, did not really prioritize the kill potential too much, and that he wasn't getting much help in the mid lane.
Yep.
He will be focusing on his own farm moving forward.
Should have alright time on his travels, has a double stack in his neutrals, nothing crazy by any means, but has his Soul Ring now, so he can march, re-arm farm the jungle as he pleases now, has that kind of unlimited regen available to him. And he's even using a scan just to try and make sure he's not being rotated on by support or like the. I mean, you can see the void now. You can see the Timbersaw, but before that, it was kind of unsure.
Well, as for EG, they have not quite claimed that tier 1 top just yet, which is a huge tower to take down, as it really limits the Dire's ability to farm their jungle safely, and it opens up those deep ganks onto the Terrorblade, just running right past the tower. But so far, Vici have held though, it has dropped quite low. Not able to fully bring it down just yet. Well, you mentioned the blink on RT gods. If he wants it, he's got it.
That's scary. Not sure. Right.
3 creeps are gonna see him.
Yeah, he'll pick it up and he'll even show it. Like, I mean, at this point, you don't have to keep it hidden. I'm sure Yang is like probably telling his team like this Ursa's like so fat he's gonna have blink anytime now. It's just you don't know where he's gonna go. He immediately TP's top. They want to get this one. They want to go for the jungle to shut down the TP's farm.
There is no defending this tower if you're beat. Even if they, maybe if they were already there with the void, they could try. But once EG are like surrounding the tower, that's just donezo.
Yeah. Good news is there's dire vision around this top lane, so they saw RTZ TP up here. So that's not signed to try and fight or defend it. It's signed to get the hell out. They make the trade at bottom. Ender's down there with the Metamorph. They want to just get objectives away from EG right now.
And RTZ now with his freshly perked blink is on the prowl, moving left to right through the Dire jungle, then back down. We'll start pushing out that lane. But in the meanwhile, Vici, they continue their invasion even a bit deeper as Ghost hunts for some stacks, looks to clean those up. So it's Vici playing the game of keep away, reminiscent of what we saw Secret doing in our previous series versus Newbie.
Yeah. The really nice thing about the Tinker Pit is the other 4 heroes, like the Axe Ursa, who want to play super aggressive, can do so without worrying about the TP split push, because Tinker can always defend lanes, and then if a fight breaks out, he can also show up. So the Tinker's mobility is going to be a huge advantage for EG with the playstyle they want to use here with Axe and Ursa. So this is going to be very annoying for Vici Gaming to try find trades once Tinker has boots of travel, which is 170 gold away from.
I just consistently keeping this lane shoved in is, oh, mid lane. Looks like Universe also has a blink, so he jumps in, secures a kill with Arteezy. A scary initiation combo, and unless Vici want to commit a chrono, it could be tough to stop the gods.
Yeah, this is difficult. And you commit a chrono or something, you've got to try to get kills with the chrono. You can't just use it defensively. They have got level 6 on Gunka. Oracle now just a couple CS away from it, so this is really where Vici needs to start making a stand. Taking team fights, defending these towers. They can't just let EG get complete map control and control over the Dire jungle.
If you get that, they've got Sumail with Boots of Travel already picked up, so pretty decent time considering he didn't get much help in the mid lane. He will head towards bottom. All mobility of this EG Draft Gods, they not only have the Keeper of the Light, they have the double blinks, and to go with that, they also have crit on the Keeper of the Light, who I imagine will be taking Spirit Form soon. You can move 4 heroes around very quickly.
Double march.
Man up here bottom, but he will get caught up by Yang. The follow-up comes through. Ghost trying to commit on him, can't bring him down. This Tinker's low, he's not dead just yet, but he will be finished up. The Universe getting off the call, but EG aren't quite on the same page here, so they lose another. Vici pouncing and taking down 2 cores, only losing a support Hunka for that. Big win for them, and they transition right into a push with Metamorphosis very conveniently activated directly at the tower. There is a song available on Zai, but I don't know if they're going to be able to fight with these cores missing.
Crit, he cancels his TP accidentally.
And they have a Chrono Spear available. Yang, he lets it go. They could song for this, but they're going to force out. Oh, that's back from a bit too far. If it was on top of Crit, he would have died anyway. And Arteezy will look to set up. There's the Illuminate, the follow-up. Will it be there, Arteezy? Trying to blink in. They got the level 2 Thunderclap. Yang is threatening to go on him. I think just wants to help bodyguard his teammates. He will manage to get off the time dilation. He gets netted for his trouble. Time walks back a bit. So you gotta be careful about running past this Ursa. Yang taking heavy damage. The missiles continue to fly through. Tinker not able to finish him though. His Ghost moves in. He says screw you, sir, but he have gone in too far. Rocket's there. Duck number 1 from Universe. Will he be finding more? The real now frantically retreating. Bridge too far with that last chrono, and now maybe an additional hero. RTZ diving in. DDC caught out and dead. Make it 3 overall for Vici, including the Kunkka from earlier, who end up dropping. And that, they salvage the fight and it will extend their lead.
Yeah, Ghost tried to make a kind of flashy play. Knowing that Arteezy was playing so upfront and aggressive, he couldn't help out his teammates. He tried to get the backlines, but EG coordinated with the Axe and Tinker to take him down. And that just led to an EG massacre in that bottom lane.
They do vote though, God. If EG group up here,
No Chronosphere.
It's easy. Already dropping. Ooh. Will Roshan get that timely back? The chain in! Oh, that was ugly indeed! And now the boat comes through. It's on two. Just waiting for the Roshan. He's got three of them. The Aegis instantly cracks open. They even got Roshan killed. It's a catastrophe in the pit. The boys blue are gonna melt here. Gandalf will die once. He's gonna die again. EG get absolutely brutalized, and it's a straight plummet down. Their new roster. Vici are now in charge of this game.
That was so close for if Arteezy got another enrage off, it was 1 second away from cooling down. He could have probably been okay there. Used it to finish off Roche, pick up the Aegis, and it's a very different fight. But Timbersaw comes in just in time. He got so much gold out of that. Suddenly he's the most farmed hero in the game. Suddenly Vici game, even without Cronus, they will start taking objectives and find themselves in a much better position than they were earlier.
I think Jack was onto something with this Ghost fella, guys. Oh, what a great play by him. Went a little bit too far earlier, but you said it with EG, and it's better to be a little bit over aggressive, and at least then you can learn your limits with mid one, as we saw earlier. Try to move on to Ghost. Speaking of over aggression, maybe we'll get caught out here, but he does have a chrono. Yang is starting to move into position to help him out. Will chain away. He is really playing on a knife's edge, constantly taking the fight to EG. Forcing them back.
Yeah, they get the tier 1 mid, so that's now both mid and bottom tower. It likely give them much better control around the Roche area, although right now there's a lot of Radiant Vision, but Aegis isn't in the picture right now. They're probably just going to play a slow pace, farm it up a bit, wait for their ultis to cool down, and then smoke up and try to take another fight against EG. Really good sequence of events for Vici Gaming.
So, as for EG, is this a period where they need to play defense? Do you feel like they can make a move right now, or is it risky to do that?
I think the lineup shine when they're playing aggressive. That's where like Universe and Arteezy on these heroes will be at their. You don't want to play defensive and on the back foot with Axe and Ursa. You're going to be looking for kills, applying pressure, trying to find pickoffs around the map, and then have Tink the one farming elsewhere, and then winning the fight later on for cleanup. So I imagine EG will continue to play aggressive, maybe wait for like an item pickup, but for the most part, they don't want to sit back while a terrible Timbersaw Void farm. But the late game, to me, definitely favors Vici game.
FY now moving down towards that bottom lane. Is one area where EG do not excel. They are not particularly hitting towers, so even though they shove the lane in, some tier 1 still stands, so too does the mid tower. It's only the tower top where they were creep skipping they've actually gotten yet. Meanwhile, Vici have taken 2, and anytime Barrett wins a fight, he's taking more towers.
Yeah.
Don't worry for their lineup, I feel.
Yeah, that's where that Roche fight was such a problem for them, because there was the tier 1 tower at mid that falls on top of the losing the Roche and the kills. And immediately Vici Gaming now go into a smoke. They just picked up the Bloodstone. No hesitation from them. They want to fight.
And they have Chrono ready to go as well. Arteezy, extremely low, is going to have to go all the way back to Fountain. They have even seen Universe. They got the X off. He tries to blink away. Come back here, says FY. And that would be the first bonus blood charge of the game for Ghost. They really didn't have to commit much, just the smoke for that. Chrono ready to go. They are just bull rushing down mid.
Oh, they put a position of like they'll catch him now.
Very confident and aggressive play here from VG as Yank continues to try and walk off these endless spammy missiles, but the rockets chunk him down. Out fall, Dyer grabs that. Aiming. Eyes on the objectives. Then their map control, and it's not just the towers. Like, look at the wards they have gotten down.
It's
the mid D ward is barely missing.
They're getting objectives they're getting objectives after they get a pick off with a smoke, and then they don't overstay their welcome. Axis respawning soon. The Metamorph doesn't last all that long, so they don't put a team fight to break it with Metamorph already used. The Axe already retreated. They're back to farming, playing that kind of farming efficiency game, which is the style EG used to play, doing a great job at it. Unfortunately,
by EG. They found Ghost, but Yang's ready. The Chrono comes through. The Song counter this Chrono, though it wasn't really the best as it did catch Ghost out. They're going to try and surround him. And pound down. Can they do it? Ghost gets off the chakram. Arteezy's already committed the ultimate, but he is almost able to get the kill. The jump from long range. Universe blinks on the cliff, chops him down from above. Both big ultimates hit the Psalm, the Chrono. Both teams will back away. Oh, that almost looks like he was going to make it out, but Universe slamming the door.
Yeah, FY could have thrown the Ghost Ship earlier for some of the damage resistance, but he must have felt that Timbersaw would be okay with the false promise, and he wanted to perhaps save the Ghost Ship for your actual kill potential when EG retreated. If you get an X Ghost Ship, you can do a lot of damage, so fortunately not throwing it perhaps cost Timbersaw his life, and EG Gaming will have to reset. Wait for Chronosphere, wait for Metamorph, and then we'll see them make their next move.
Like Oracle working towards the Aether Lens here, so he can more safely position himself behind the Terrorblade. And speaking of that Terrorblade, is your leader when it comes to net worth? And interestingly, gods, we are not going to see the aggro from now. That's generally been the Tinker build versus Terrorblades, but he goes for damage, single target damage. He goes for damage.
I was expecting just Aether Lens, Ags, like you mentioned, standard Tinker build. It's very good against TB, but Dagon also, no problems with this item against TB. If the axe initiates right, you've got a huge amount of damage to follow it up, so different approach coming out from Suman. Also means find someone like Oracle in the backline to instantly burst them down, potentially from full AP. So something you can't do with the against Aether Lens build.
As while we have a lull here in the action, a quick reminder for those who didn't know, there are 2 games going on in MDL. You've also got OG versus IG from Beyond the Summit 2. Guy bringing you that action, so if you want to check that out, you can both stream open as well. We'll have 2 games going pretty much all day today throughout the group stage. Said though, continue to see EG just shoving out the lanes, playing slowly here. Necrosh coming relatively soon, about a minute and a half to go before he's up. And do you give either team a big advantage here as far as the rush pit gods? What are you looking at with that respawn coming?
Perhaps slight edge Vici Gaming if they have all their cooldowns and ultimates. I think and they have vision. It's going to come down to me for vision. If Tinker can get in a position where he's not scouted and he's on a cliff or something, he's maybe not going to get caught out and get off a lot of march. Then it's hard for Vici Gaming to come in and contest. But with if let's say Vici Gaming a cliff wall around the pit, then Vici Gaming's advantage.
Sumail toying a bit here with Vici Gaming, threatening that TP in bottom, but that would be a very bold TP under the tower. Poor Vici Gaming here is off. Though, in fact, look at the map awareness here by Arteezy. Pretty much draws the exact line that Vici Gaming are walking. So, he draws it.
Wow.
They die anyway. There's the X for it. They still find him. Our poor new, but it's not going to save. Or maybe it will. Oh, never mind. Last auto attack from the Terrorblade. We have to clear. So, I'll keep her the light in the end. They commit a second 5 heroes for it. DG's still working on this bottom tower.
Yeah, same play from G. Get your ultimates, you smoke up, find a kill, then get a tower with Metamorph, and they'll get 2 towers this time, so really valuable for them. Void position, the Chronosphere, and sensitive for Missy too, so not going to happen, Luigi. If you're going to give up both towers, and then ideally get a straight bottom for tier 1. But Vici Gaming already TPing down bottom to try and contest.
FY is in position and he finds the X here instead. He says, oh, you thought I was coming to thrust, I was actually going to fight. They will catch him out, the X dragging him out of the Chrono, but Universe on his own. Arteezy now looking to retreat outside, setting up shop with the Song of Siren, then going for the TP out to Mail, maybe tries to find a quick kill with the missile, but there's too many heals. FY survives, lives to tell the tale. Vici with Song down, Chrono also committed, and Roshan respawning in about a minute. Gotta wonder if either team looks to take a fight there.
Yeah. Vici Gaming are just playing so well together as a team. Like FYT to catch, and even before he uses X, the Void's already there to save him. Because he X's the Ursa, and it's where you just nudge like he's here. There was actually EG beating to get the kill on Kunk. Void was already there with the Chrono and doesn't care. He traps the Kunk in with him, but there's more backup TPs. And Vici Gaming's doing an awesome job protecting each other, backing when they go for these plays.
Yeah, Yang has certainly been on his A game, and I think making a strong case for how sorely he was missed at this year's International, at least thus far. UG, they move in, crit, trying to get a deep ward down. He will successfully plant it. Scout out a couple of Vici heroes hiding out in the mid lane, so it gives Sumail a lot more confidence to move back to the jungle. opts for the level 2 Dagon and then goes back for the point booster. Maybe the eggs, maybe that Bloodstone next.
And probably recognizing that
eggs.
TB's starting to become a bit of a bigger problem, and Dagon 2 is enough burst stamps now. Is that AoE to deal with the extra AoE to deal with TB illusions.
Problem is,
fighting isn't working for EG, so
End is a big problem now, gods. If they commit everything just to deal with that Chrono, and haven't dealt with the Terrorblade,
yeah,
got an Oracle behind him potentially, the boat to keep him alive. This guy's got 3 very scary items at this stage of the game, and could quickly take over, especially given the build the Tinker's gone for. He is starting to get towards the Ags, but Mail's not there yet, so there's a window here for Vici, should they find it.
I'm sure that's what Sumail recognized when he's building this Dagon. He's like, okay, as much as I want to go more points in Dagon, that push could be coming soon with an Aegis, and if they get Roshan and then start pushing have Ag, we could just lose the game. He needs to have Ags before an Aegis push comes.
25 minutes in for 9 to 11. Got a 3,000 gold lead and only 1,000 experience advantage for Vici Gaming. A minimal lead at the stage of the game. This is definitely the closest game I think we've had yet today at 25 minutes in.
Doesn't look like Vici Gaming necessarily pull further away with it. EG have really good capabilities to stall the game, find pickoffs, play scrappy with the Tinker, defend high with the Kardel. We saw that from Secret, so it's not going to be an easy one for Vici Gaming to secure. It's very similar to that game 3 we saw between Secret and Newbie, where it's down to Vici Gaming finding picks if they want to push high ground. They can't expect a straight up 5-man push high ground. With an agent, Tinker and Keep Alive can be so good at stalling that high foot.
Not sure, and I'm also sure that they have the same like farm advantage either. That game does spend just 2-3 items at, but this game you've got 4, arguably 5. The Ursa's like decent at killing some bigger creep. At least 4 heroes that are really good at farming the EG side, and also good at spreading map, and so feels like not only will Vici struggle without a good Chrono, but they're not going to have the colossal farm advance that Newbie match to stack up at number 3.
They're gonna be slow rolling it much more with the lead they've got. I think Tower's undefended here at bottom, but I imagine they'll be looking to fall back, take Roshan now. That's all the tier 2 towers. They stick around at bottom. If they're probably thinking force EG to come back and defend, because they see they want EG to be able to back on the map. No avoid means their initiation is more limited. Yeah, as soon as that Tinker spam comes in, I think we realize they go back on.
As for Vici, no sign of a pipe. Actually, they do have a pipe under construction. Ghost picking up the hood now, but no mech. So their sustain is for the most being a bit mediocre. Really, just the Oracle deal with it. And they are going to end up often early, and G just got the game. Farming down with it. Still okay. It's not best farm. Venus farm. Very slow. Here we have a kill and no.
Yeah, he's okay. Goal. It's probably just go to use it now. Yeah, the check 7 targets down a bit better. Also allows him to drop the Fate's Edict, which has probably been clean from the disarms. Not a bad aiming.
Any times coming up? Really like other teams that you are now out.
That's like and pick up a BKB to push higher away. These key things you don't want to make sure they don't have enough damage.
Could be he's actually going forward to the jungle. A big PD by Smell. He killed him. Who time walked in? York. So discipline. It's just pure anticipation. Now, X combines with Ghost to back up to 11, or as they should. Spectre TP top 3 made all 5 heading in, and to now at the port blink in jungle to an extra stack of creeps, and Okay.
Blink TB illusion, it looks like, and the TB illusion hit him, stopped his blink, and then TB's like, Timbersaul's like, oh great, he's got nothing, he gets that's of LG gaming, kind of like, example, like we've seen some secret series now, split is really but teams are getting so good at finding shots and pushing split, and that's what we saw last new and this by gaming. Eventually, mistake when split. Predict your opponent's movement, play so perfectly that no room for error when.
Just now snagged up, and Ghost will be the one to take it, and already closing in on his. See, this is gonna be off this. Not well, Lincoln's, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got him. Got interest for his illusion. I think this much ball and push it. Like a side, even looking against, you can find got to have the pushing power. So push with.
Oh, Universe top lane. They're engaging on the Ghost. They want to back stages quickly. Bring in the. Yeah, they will. Do the airstick counter. Yeah, he's in position. TBF was actually training the system out cleanly. There. Dang is a
blank now?
just blow prone. I'm just second or
yeah, take out the Aegis and that without casualties. Timbersaw perhaps we're gonna retreat. Gone correct and try to anti-heal
for Ghost for the foot and ankle. Beat up him or
I think that's it. Don't want the high ground. If they want to go, may as well put it. What? 1,500 gold or something. The recipe and so it's a big gold instrument to upgrade. This means he's going to be off playing solo lanes. He's doing hopefully not getting caught out. And at Vici Gaming are happy to go late game. Void isn't even going blink. They're not going for initiation. TB's just farming up more and more items. It really suggests to me they're just trying to reach this like 6-slotted stage where they'll get a pickup and win the game from. You get farmed enough, you get the pickup, you win the game. You get lane around. So I think Vici Gaming are just playing for the late game with items like this casual hood.
And obviously, even though it's an off-lane Void, with Manta, Vlad's up, Tread's complete, people likely coming next, he gets scary, the TB already closing in on ultra late game items, and the support duo, the Kunkka and the Oracle, scale quite well. Not necessarily in terms of items, but just in terms of their abilities to that late game. So, up against that, do you favor either team? Like, as we head towards that late game, it is very even over only a 5k gold.
Yeah. Kind of theory a bit earlier on, like the Tinker matching up really well against the TB and his illusions because of the bouncing laser, the 4 hero missiles, but I think ultimately the team fight that the Void brings to the table, the amount of damage Timbersaw can dish out, I still favor Vici Gaming's late game. Ursa is a hero that kind of falls off, gets kited a bit, isn't a necessarily amazing late game hero in his own right, so I think Vici Gaming have a more well-rounded late game, despite the Tinker countering TB. I think looking at the other cores, the bigger picture of things, it's the Vici Gaming favor the longer this goes on.
They are going to slowly chip on some of these side lanes here. Pushing in bottom for Vici. EG pushing out top. To Fusel Blade now complete on RTZ. No set picked up for Vici though. So, nothing particularly that has countered this game. Pretty standard item.
Yeah, just getting it to help deal with heroes like kiting him, getting away. The Fate's Edict from Oracles can be a bit annoying. But, yeah.
I mean, that's the other hero that may fall off later on. RTZ looking to move in top lane, lays to Ghost, but Ghost is very tanky, and the Void's going to arrive. Blocks down RTZ, the Chrono committed. Rocket's still coming through, but Ghost being kept alive with that Oracle for now. Will end up getting the kill, back up to 12 Bloodstone charges. Meanwhile, down in the river, and playing Universe, but not able to fully finish him off. Slashes him low, forces him to TP out.
And there's the pick off.
Towards the Ancients.
TC was about to buy his Ags too, so he got picked off. Now he has no buyback.
But they haven't seen any of the components, so they probably have no idea.
Yeah. They don't know the buyback status, and it is Tinker you're pushing into. So I think even if they went for a push, there's a good chance defending without Ursa wouldn't be a problem for them. But you can see here they're not even posturing to push. They're splitting up to farm top, to farm the jungle, farm both jungles, which is the smart thing to do when you're in this position where you can't push high ground, win the game. You need to play the economy game where you're not just farming as much as you can, you're taking away your opponent's farm, limiting the resources available to them. And that means EG, if they're being out farmed, they've got to make an aggressive play, because otherwise they'll slowly lose the game, and their players to smoke up, look for another pickoff.
And they do pin out the top lane where Yang is waiting. Does not have a chrono ready to go. Universe can initiate this. A good jump will be a clean pick. The call off. Set the Dagon follow up to Mel. Zaps him.
Wow.
Smithereens. Finishes him off with ease.
He was even getting recalled. Crit's like, I'll make sure you come, whether or not you're TPing or not.
Come over here. So, nice pick up there in the Void. It does happen while Chrono's on cooldown anyway. And still the rest of Vici farming, but kind of killed that EG needs in this game.
Yeah, just unfortunately for them, it's still a smoke, and at this point, smoke is a very limited resource for them. Just like leave the base. So
nothing for 7.5 minutes.
Is that? Oh, that Vici gaming smoke that's left. Oh, there's one in the top. There's one in EG's top. But...
Oh, I have the wrong team select.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's one smoke left. Vici none for 7.5. And one on DDC, so
yeah.
Team's pretty low smoke
kind of
department.
I think it's more important for EG because they need smoke to get on the map and find those pickups.
He's been caught. This is gonna find him. The follow-up comes through from Timbersaw. Chain over the top. Can he finish him off in time? Sumail will end up dropping in the end. Out for 70. No buyback. He continues to upgrade this Dagon. It's level 5.
Oh. You could have a level 4 Dagon and still have buyback. I think
they saw the Dagon level too. He was there for a while.
Yeah.
Because they're marching down mid.
I mean, even if you're not sure of his buyback stats, you want to force out the buyback. Universe is TP away. Yep, just barely. Wow, that's such a big pickoff. Sumail,
this is a long time not to have Tinker, and it's your best high ground of Zero Gods. For the light is decent, but he can't really deal with that main Terrorblade. He doesn't even manage to finish off the Illusion Army on his own. If the Tinker was here, this push would be over, but instead, Terrorblade quickly burning down the tower. Vici Gaming not even needing to resort to the X marks the spot siege shenanigans. Instead, a clean take, and now, you can see on the big objective here, they want the prize, they want the melee. Universe will go in on the end, but he's going to be kept alive for the time being. Illuminate's not enough. Oh, they could really use the follow-up damage. Chrono is available now, and they turn to the melee now. Still yet to see a song from Dai. He's trying to time it right around the Tinker respawn, but already Vici are out. And they get the Rex. Oh, big mistake there by Sumail, and give credit to Vici for the punish, and they might find him again! He just TP's bottom lane, and they catch him once more! He tries to zap end down with him, already having committed the Thunder. They're going to drop that Chrono to ensure their carry doesn't die. Vici playing as a team, Sumail playing on his own.
Good save, Chrono. If one more Dagon would have killed End, I think he didn't have mana for the Dagon. At least he died and says he doesn't have mana, but if he does there, you're not clicking his mana, he could kill End, and that's like really bad. So great kill. Another 50 seconds for Tinker. Doesn't look like they're in position to push a lane. Also the Metamorphosis 50 seconds on cooldown, so it kind of matches up with the Tinker, but hey, it's a good pick nonetheless.
It is worth pointing out, fantastic ward there on the cliff. This is an anti-Tinker ward. A couple of other cliffs the jungle on the map can punish, but Vici have just been all over him. You know, they've been the best hero, but if they get wards up, then that is scary.
And that's where, like, having those two wards has just made a huge amount of difference for Vici Gaming. They'll get another pick off here. The wards just catching out people constantly, and they're grouping up towards his top lane. Arteezy cancels his TP!
He is going to use that Enrage to get out of it, but at the same time, that means he's not going to have it for the damage reduction. Once they finally jump on top of him, they have to blow a song here. It's only a level 2 minutes without it, and they still managed to find Arteezy. They are going to lose a third hero. Tinker's back, but EG getting picked off one by one.
That torrent.
Their debut game getting punished.
Naga was TPing out like, okay, I slept, Arteezy's going to blink and be fine, but the torrent stopped the blink.
Now Universe will go next. They just keep on getting isolated and surrounded here. They might lose that fight. No! They're there to save him, just throwing the rockets, and I don't think it's enough damage to kill him. Barely, maybe through that Oracle heal. They have to double buyback to hold high ground. It's a huge investment. Sumail dies again. It's 3 times in like 4 minutes. This man just can't stay alive. Oh, EG actually looks like push Ghost there out of the Chronos here with the blinding light. Universe now gonna end up dropping. Chris going next. It's all going to shit for EG. They will completely collapse here down the stretch. Vici Gaming ended with an end ultra kill. I don't think I've seen a team fall apart faster than that, Gods.
This is like Return of FY God. I was, for a second after that torrent at the top, I was like, who's playing Kunkka? And I'm like, all right, FY's playing Kunkka. It all made sense all of a sudden. That was like 3 or 4 pickoffs on a row.